50 mother heckin' two. I know, I knew. I wasn't waiting for you to do it. So it's a 1-year anniversary. We've been doing this for exactly 12 months, sort of, kind of. We've been doing it
Holy
for
shit.
52 weeks is really the actual wording.
Yes.
And in that 52 weeks, we have had a lot of fun. Now, any good podcasters would have a nice little video to react to of us being dumb over the last 52 weeks. But that couldn't possibly be us because we definitely didn't have the time nor make the time to do such things. However, we will be in a later portion of our reacting to one of my favorite pieces of things that we did, which was our wins list predictions of how many wins each team would get in the NFL this season. So we get to laugh at ourselves and how wrong we were.
About the
It'll be
Giants.
fun.
Good. We can ignore that I compared Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. We don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
speaking of that, Steve, let's start this episode off with that. What do you have to say?
Well, it's funny.
Whoops.
No, I don't think anyone did that. I think he did that.
Yeah, he did do that. That's the funny part.
Yeah, that's on him.
And
I'm
that's
sorry.
why I prefer cheese over crackers. Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. So what Steve really was saying is that he was so wrong about Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz, saying that Carson Wentz might be the best quarterback in this division. And on top of that,
I never
that
went that
Carson
far.
Wentz was more likely to win a playoff game or get to the playoffs than Jalen Hurts was this year. Not only was he so unbelievably wrong about that base concept, Carson Wentz barely started most of the year regardless of injury.
Will most likely be gone.
Yeah, was outplayed by Taylor Heineke. And on top of that, Jalen Hurts made it to the Super Bowl. So
He would have been outplayed by a toaster.
Hey, you would have been outplayed by
it
AJ
depends
McCarron,
on the
who's playing
toaster
currently
brand.
in the XFL.
Yo, don't hate on AJ McCarron, dog.
we love
Not
AJ.
that's what I'm
Nah,
just saying.
here's a
He's
good
better.
here's a good
He's
one.
better than Carson Wentz right now.
Carson
Ben
Wentz would have
DiNucci
been
would
outplayed by Nick. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Or
facts.
I mean, also if they had the GOAT Nathan Peterman, I think they would have made the Super Bowl. But that's just me.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, still. So, anyways, that was fun. We remembered I during the Super Bowl while I was listening to one of our old podcasts where we got into a rant about this. There was a pretty stiff debate on who was better, and I was. Me, Kyle, and Andrew were the only ones who truly defended Jalen Hurts, and I was the only one that said he might be the best quarterback in the division. Other than maybe Dak Prescott, which I was still kind of wrong because he was definitely the best quarterback in this division last year. So
Dak Prescott was very bad too.
I was very close. Point being, we're gonna move on to actual subjects today. So we had, just when we thought football season was over, we had some more football.
Some of us didn't. Some of us knew. Meaning I knew.
Yes. So the XFL started this past weekend, had their premiere weekend, which was heavily starred by The Rock and his former wife. The Rock going to the first game with a Renegades jersey on. I'm not sure if he showed up to every other game with a jersey on. I just know
He showed up to the other game on Saturday.
He showed up to every game. I don't know what he was wearing though.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I did see him with the Renegades
closed.
jersey. I did see him go. Yeah, seriously. So I did see him go onto the field. I did see that. I would love to talk a little bit about some of the rule change, which I know we wouldn't talk about previous week. We just ran out of time. I'd love to talk about a little bit of what we saw. So first things first, let's start right at the beginning of the game. We saw, well, actually, we'll talk about the rule changes after. How did everyone feel about the weekend? I really enjoyed it. I watched about 2.5 of the games. I didn't sit down and watch them, but they were on. I was kind of peeping the games. We'll talk about certain rules after, but
I watched them.
I
watched them. Hold on, I
watched them too, but
I watched a couple highlight clips.
This is gonna be a me and Kyle segment, real quick. No, I will recap week 1 for us all, real quick. My Sea Dragons lost 22-18 to the DC. Our Sea Dragons.
Yeah, wait, hold up.
22-18 to the DC Defenders. Oh yeah, I'm a Seattle Sea Dragons fanboy now. Have you looked at their logo? I could have made it.
No,
That's why I love it.
Them, right?
It's the podcast team. It's the official team of the podcast.
I think that's
yeah, we're rolling with
them.
Listen, we're rolling with the Sea Dragons and Josh Gordon. All right.
Yeah.
Whoa, no,
He had
hey.
a pretty good goal line touchdown as well. I'm
Okay,
not gonna lie. He had a very pretty route.
We're rolling with Ben DiNucci, okay? If saying Josh Gordon makes you antsy, Andrew, then we're going with Ben DiNucci, okay? That's what we're doing.
My
I'm
lord.
going AJ McCarron. I'm sorry.
AJ McCarron's team did win on a fourth quarter comeback, but the DC Defenders win 22-18 over the Seattle Sea Dragons. The St. Louis Battlehawks beat I still don't know how to pronounce this name, the Brahmas 18-15. AJ McCarron led a fourth quarter comeback. I love the fact that they have the altered onside kick rules. By the way, it's beautiful. The Roughnecks destroyed the Guardians 33-12, and the Renegades beat the Vipers 22-20. 3 very good games, and then the Houston Roughnecks ran over the Orlando Guardians. Honestly, not a surprise, but actually a surprise. Honestly, overall, wonderful weekend, great football. The only distinguishing factor really is the fact that the quarterback play isn't as good, but you can't expect that. Plus, they didn't have a preseason, so everybody was kind of rolling in there blind. Nobody knew what anybody was going to do. So it was kind of nice to see. Kyle, what were your thoughts?
First, I want to say betting on the XFL is one of the worst, most painful experiences I've ever imagined. Every team that I bet on, except the Guardians, who the Guardians lost outright, but every team that I had bet on had a lead into the 2-minute warning, and all 3 lost.
Yep.
That's why I bet against you.
Sounds like a brand new league of people not knowing what's going on.
It was absolute painful to watch every team I had go into the 2-minute warning, winning, except
Kyle
the Guardians.
Kyle must hate these onside kick rules.
Dude, no, I love it. I'll be honest. I loved every second of watching the game. I enjoyed it. It was one of the few moments where I was losing, and I'm like, this is actually fun losing because I get to watch these guys. But just letting you all know, betting on the XFL is a very painful experience, and I'm not sure I'll do it again. Who am I kidding?
More so,
you'll do it again.
Absolutely, I'm doing it again. But
Kyle's betting. Kyle, more than every
Kyle's
other
addicted to betting.
Yeah. Honestly, so I was watching, as I said, I kind of watched like 2.5 of these games. Like I watched like a little bit of each of them. And honestly, like it was kind of fun to keep track of. I very much appreciated the effort that ESPN has gone through to have these games on. I thought that their production was good. I thought it was very similar to their Monday NFL football production. So I was very appreciative of that for them. And furthermore, it was just kind of fun to watch. The jerseys looked better than I kind of thought they would. I really liked some of the helmets. I don't know whose helmets it were. Maybe it was the DC Defenders. They had like half white, half blue, or something like that.
I think that was the Renegades.
No, it was Houston.
No. That was the Roughnecks.
They had the
that.
Texas flag. They had the Texas flag as their helmet.
That's sick.
Yes, sir. That was W. So I really enjoyed the game, and honestly, the type of football wasn't bad. I saw a few really nice plays. I saw a few really awful plays, including some awful quarterback play. But I certainly didn't feel like I was watching like significantly worse.
I thought the football was overall really good, to be honest with you.
I thought it was
especially with no preseason. Like those dudes just had 5 weeks of practice and had to go out and play football games.
I'll be I thought this was miles better than the USFL was last year. Like the USFL was hard to watch last year, and I thought this was.
That's starting up again soon, isn't it?
It is. It's April.
Yeah, it's got to compete with the XFL. Them.
And I don't think it will. After watching the first week of the XFL, I don't think the USFL will last. I'll be honest.
More money behind the XFL.
I also was surprised at how good the defense. The defense was really good. People were flying around. There were helmets to the ball. Like people were hitting. It was fun. I just thought it was a really fun week of football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
would agree.
I agree.
That's how I kind of felt it too.
Jake, take out obviously the fact that people love their college football because of the colleges.
Yeah.
Better or worse football?
I'd say it's different. So. Honestly, with the XFL, I think there's a lot of energy because at this point, these dudes are playing for their careers. With the XFL, it's more like this might be their last shot they have to make the NFL and or show that they belong in the NFL. Whereas with college football, you got guys playing for their schools and there's a lot of passion behind it. I think it's a different type of passion. I love both. I'm not gonna lie to you. After if they continue to have the same energy of the XFL in week 2 and so on and so forth, I'm gonna love watching the XFL. I love college football because of how much energy there is around the game, and I think the XFL kind of recreates that with this being people's last chance.
What do you think though about the quality overall of just the actual game?
The quality is good. I would say that it depends on what college football your team are watching. If you're watching Alabama,
okay, compared to the SEC,
overall. Probably on par. It's on par.
See,
I think
we got another.
If you're watching Alabama, Georgia, I think it's going to be better quality. But if you're telling me that Alabama and Kentucky are playing, I'd rather watch an XFL game.
I mean, also they add some really cool stuff of the different point conversions you can do and stuff like the convert a 4th and 15 instead of an onside kick. There's some cool changes they made to the game to make it interesting as well. Especially, I think it's going to get even better. I mean, this already was a pretty decent weekend of football, but I think with more time, what are you doing? With more time as the teams they build chemistry and become, better flowing together, I think it's going to get a lot better too and more competitive.
I was also going to say that, Austin, I think it's kind of hard to compare college with the XFL right now just because of the different rules the XFL really has. I think it's easier to compare the college football to the USFL because the USFL uses very similar rules and play style to the NFL. It was just a very clear talent gap. Whereas college football and USFL, I feel are an easier comparison. Where
Nick?
His internet went out. Speaking of rule changes, Kyle, let's go over some of the ones that the XFL actually implements. Most notably, their kickoff rules, right? So the way that the XFL kickoff rules work is both teams have 10 players lined up at the 35-yard line, I think it is. 35? Am I right, Kyle? And the kicker has to kick the ball off, and neither team can move except for the kick returner, obviously, until the kick returner fields the ball. And honestly, it created for some exciting kickoff returns. I absolutely loved it.
I thought that was amazing. I thought that kept the kick returner safe too.
Well, yeah,
I was watching that and I was like, oh, there's no scary collisions happening. That was
the whole point of implementing the rule was to keep kick returners safe while also keeping the kick return in the game of football. Because in the NFL, we see a lot of touchbacks at this point where people just don't want to touch the ball, and either way, it's a dangerous play for kick returners. We all understand this. We know that at this point. The XFL is striving to keep the kick return in the game while also creating exciting plays and keeping players safe. The other notable one that we saw 3 times throughout the weekend was the onside kick rule, where essentially what happens is this can only happen if a team is down in the fourth quarter. With I think it has to be 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
It's under the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, under the 2-minute warning. And so if a team scores, they have the option to do a traditional onside kick and or go for it on 4th and 15. If they convert the 4th and 15, they get the ball wherever it got converted at. If they don't get it, the other team gets the ball at the 25-yard line. And I think it happened twice this weekend where they converted the 4th and 15, and both teams that converted, or one of the teams that converted won. The Seattle Sea Dragons unfortunately fumbled the ball at the 4-yard line. We still love you, Ben DiNucci. We still love you. But the rate at it right now, I believe, is 2 out of 3, which is 66%. I think that'll drop back down probably closer to 30 or 25, but it's still more effective than an onside kick, and I think it's a really cool rule. And I think it's really cool to witness.
I think the analytics are really going to prove that that's going to be more effective than an onside kick, to be honest.
Well, it's more likely than an onside kick, and at the same point, it's also safer. You're not having guys full sprinting into each other for this. And at the same time, it does create a little bit more excitement for the game as Morty decides to clean himself. Yeah, my internet died, but I'm back. So you talked about the
kick rule. We talked about the kickoff and the onside kick rules.
Okay, so my favorite thing was neither of those, believe it or not.
Okay.
I actually really enjoyed the extra point strategy. That was my favorite.
That was mine too.
So the fact that you could go for 1, 2, or 3, 1 being from the 2-yard line, 2 being from the 5-yard line, and 3 being from the 10-yard line. I thought that was a super interesting strategy. You still have field goals, which are still a thing, but it kind of gets rid of this flukiness that exists nowadays, where these extra points aren't gimmies anymore, which I'm fine with. but like it's caused like it makes kickers.
I prefer
like,
that they're not gimmies, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
I'd rather just not exist. Like to be
Yeah.
honest, like I'd rather them just have this little like extra play. I think that kickers should still have their right as a field goal kicker, but extra points just seem like they now feel like more of a jinx than anything else. Like
That's
how I
fair.
feel about it.
Like, especially when you look at the Dallas Cowboys kicker that missed.
Bro, that was
five?
ridiculous.
So you missed five extra points, right? Yeah, like
That's what you
like
call a
that's just
slump,
like a
dude.
jinx. Like you're
He's
just
just-
asking for a kicker to have a day like that, and then not be good anymore.
You want to know what I love about that rule too? Is that if there's a penalty, so I saw this in the Sea Dragons game where the Sea Dragons opted to go for 3, and there was a penalty from the 10, so they moved the ball up 5, but they still got 3 points for converting it from the 5. I love the fact that they implement normal rules into the play.
Which is what they should do. Just like if it was on the 2, they're going for 1, and there's a half the distance to the goal penalty. They're now on the 1.
Listen, some people don't have common sense. I think The Rock hit gold with this, though.
I do think that these are a lot of good changes. There were other changes as well. This is actually one of my favorites as well. So Dean Blandino, who's one of the referee correspondents for Fox, I think is what I remembered. He was doing live analysis of challenges or even just on-field reviews while on like ESPN.
While the review was happening,
Yeah,
right?
which I think is fantastic, and it's good because it gives enlightenment to the actual people watching what's happening and why it's happening, not just why did they make this call or a correspondent just guessing why they're having that conversation. No, Dean Blandino is making the choice.
it also doesn't leave us guessing weeks later. What did we just witness? Like when we were watching Mahomes get an extra third down play, we were all wondering what the hell is going on. We got no explanation for it. In this situation, we could be getting that's what's happening live to us. We could be getting that explanation
By someone
I
who's a
love
part of
that.
it. Not just someone who is watching, but someone who's
Right, not
literally
like just Gene's territory being like, yeah, I think this is what they're saying. but I
like this is kind of what happened. No,
Or half the time him being like, oh,
Literally,
that's a terrible call. Oh,
someone
they made that
explain-
call. Wow.
Blandino's like good. Like he's a good correspondent. Like he does a good job. But like, it was nice to have that as well.
No, that transparency was honestly wonderful. I loved it. Plus,
Yeah,
the last thing I want to add is that the crowds were actually magnificent.
They were.
The DC Defenders crowd with the beer snake when they got. Well, bro, don't take away their beer snake. It's not that hard, but like,
That was so funny.
Actually, though, I was watching a video. I think it was a Flemlo Raps video where he was talking about St. Louis. How the XFL. I can't believe you have your snake just pointed at the camera right now.
She's doing
But,
this
like,
on her own. I don't know why
That's
she's doing
hilarious.
this.
She loves us. It's fine.
Oh, geez.
But,
There she goes.
She heard
Okay.
beer snake. She's like, where?
He was
She's like, "Where
talking
is
about
it?"
how in 2020, right before COVID hit, like the Seattle fans were probably the best in the XFL, and XFL made Seattle or St. Louis go to Arlington, and that Arlington crowd was popping. I loved it.
Yeah.
The crowds were probably the best portion of the entire weekend.
Yeah, and there's a few other rules that maybe we didn't see as much or could happen. For one, we didn't see an overtime game, so there are 3 overtime scoring rounds per team, similar to like how the how college works. It's very similar, although at college is kind of 1-1 back and forth. I'm trying to go. It's a 35-second play clock instead of a 40, so an extra 5 seconds
that.
in the mix there. The first and second half are split by only a 10-minute halftime, so this is all like quality of life stuff that we may have not noticed. Okay, I'm listening. Clock will start. I'm reading. Clock will start following incomplete passes and out of bounds plays prior to the 2-minute warning of either half. So it's immediate.
Yeah.
There's no, which is
So
kind of
the
what
clock,
the NFL does.
the clock doesn't really stop in the XFL prior to the 2-minute,
Yes. So
which I thought was a great implementation, to be honest.
So- I want to clean this up as well. Options to keep the ball. Teams will have 2 options to keep the ball after scoring. Traditional onside kick anytime during the game. So they still have an option to do a traditional onside kick. But in the 4th quarter only, they can also do a 4th and 15 conversion from their own 25.
As long as they're losing and there's under 2 minutes left in the game.
It does say only 4th quarter only on here. It doesn't say anything else.
I'm pretty sure the rule is they have. I know they have to be losing, and I believe there's another requirement of it being less than 2 minutes left.
Okay, interesting. I'm much on the XFL website. That's just I don't have. So
Mhm.
they also have some on here we did not see. Double forward pass. If a team completes a forward pass behind the line of scrimmage, the team may throw a second forward pass as long as the ball has not crossed the line of scrimmage. Once the ball has passed the line of scrimmage, no forward passes are permitted. The first pass may fall incomplete rather than becoming a fumbled lateral.
Okay,
That's
Wow.
so essentially it just allows you to throw a double screen, but forward behind the line.
Yeah, you could do anything behind the line twice.
Okay,
Essentially.
cool.
So it's kind of interesting that we were semi talking about that last week with the changes that were talked about on Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey's podcast.
That is funny.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Except
then,
it's behind the line of scrimmage,
yes.
which is. But I do think that should be a change. But I think it should be a change that you get it once per game. And you get to do it anywhere at any point.
That would be interesting. Last piece is here, and this is instant replay related, other than stuff we already talked about. Centralized replay with all plays subject to review from replay official. All plays, not just every reviewable plays. Replay may not correct errors on non-reviewable plays. Player safety at any point during the game, and any issue in the last 5 minutes of regulation plus overtime. May correct plays. I don't know if I said may not, but
You said
correct
may
plays.
not, but good correction.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so
I was like,
they-
wait a minute.
Yeah, it's 'cause I'm
Yeah, they
reading
can't
non-reviewable.
review anything under
Yeah.
5 minutes.
So they can correct plays on non-reviewable plays, which is cool. They can correct like stuff like that.
I thought you said
Player
everything was
safety and
reviewable. I'm
anything.
confused.
Yeah, it's just any issue in the last 5 minutes of regulation plus overtime.
So not just plays.
So yeah, correct. In the last 5 minutes, they can review literally anything. It
Right.
could
So
be-
before that, every play is reviewable.
correct. Every
But
play is
after
reviewable.
5 minutes or at the
And once
when
there's
5
5
minutes.
minutes left, if it's the smallest thing, it could be anything. It could be probably penalties.
It could be like
plays,
an
it could
illegal
be-
hands to the face that somebody missed. They
Right,
can
right,
throw
right.
a
So-
flag for that.
It could probably even be like something like whether someone actually missed the play clock and deserves a delay game, something like that. Like that
Mhm.
could probably totally be a part of it. So
Bro.
stuff like that. Head coach may challenge one on-field ruling per game, only one, including those involving a foul or potential foul. And then final ruling made by designated members of officiating department in central location, which is the England.
So does he get it back though if he wins?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know.
I don't think
Probably
so.
not. It's
I don't think
Probably
they.
not.
I don't think they
The
adopted
reason
that
why
rule.
is they probably just already are going to be reviewing everything anyways, and like
Right.
in real time, so it's no real point. So those are all the rules. Do we want to talk about anything else XFL related before we moved on?
Nah,
Those
just great
two-
weekend. Love it.
I do. The only thing I wanted to say was just quickly touch on the stuff because we talked about it last week. We said we're probably going to do it this week. What things do we want to see? We could say from the XFL that we saw. Do we want all of this implemented? Things that we don't want implemented, and then just quickly something that we all want different in the NFL.
I would say give me that kickoff.
Yeah, I would say right now, give me that kickoff. I like the extra point rules. I really like the integrated official at all times. So to be honest, everything I've seen so far, I could see in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
but I'm like, we'll see. There's nothing I disliked, to be frank. I really liked everything I saw, at least a little bit. So.
The biggest one I would say is definitely the referee. Like definitely having that would have like cleared up so many situations this past, especially in the playoffs,
Yeah.
where like everyone who loves football has their eyes on the playoff games. So like we will nitpick any single mistake. So having a referee in those instances, I think would be massive. But like I agree with like Nick and Jake. There's nothing really that I like disagreed about watching that I would say no, I don't want that type thing.
Yeah.
So then, what's like one rule that isn't even doesn't have to be XFL? Doesn't like what would we want added to the NFL right now?
if I'm choosing one thing, I am choosing
One thing.
the fourth down and 15.
I
rule.
was
Yeah,
I was-
yeah.
And it
I'm
doesn't have
probably
to just be from the
We
XFL.
can all
It
agree
could
on
be any-
it. Like we can agree on that, but that's the one rule. If I'm taking one rule that I saw / I like, yeah, I like that a lot.
See,
To be
I
different?
wouldn't take a hypothetical rule, Austin. So I'm also gonna go with Nick's there because I thought that 4th and 15 versus onside kick thing was really cool.
Just to be different, even though we haven't yet seen this, I'm very intrigued by the 2 forward passes from behind the line of scrimmage, because
Yeah.
I think there are so many plays that you can do. Like that opens up so many different opportunities. So like that's a rule that I'm like, I think I would definitely like to see in the NFL, even though we haven't yet seen it in the XFL. I'm just like picturing how that would work, and I'm like, there are so
NFL
many
coaches with
plays.
that would do some
Like,
real
I'm just
sketchy stuff.
picturing Kyle Shanahan with that.
Or
Bro,
McVay.
you're
Oh
gonna
my
you're gonna
God.
see George Kittle catch a tight end screen and then bomb it.
Dude, like, I'm
Yes,
just
it's
picturing
gonna be-
so many plays with
Well,
that.
I'm just picturing Lamar Jackson just kind of just like rolling out of the pocket. Everybody's scrambling to rush him, and then he's just dumping it off before the line of scrimmage to somebody, and then bombing it downfield to like freaking Rashad Bateman wide open.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like,
It'll be fun.
We'll see. I hope we see one. I hope that some of these coaches can kind of figure some stuff out. It'd be interesting. So, okay. That is it for XFL Week 1. We will be keeping track. I'll be trying to watch it here and there. It's not something I'm going to sit down and watch right now. Maybe the playoffs. But I do enjoy, like, if it's on. Like, I'm probably keeping it.
I am invested in the Seattle Sea Dragons. You know where I'll be Thursday night.
Yeah,
I'm fully invested, dude. I'm gonna grab some merch. I'll wear it on the pod. It'll be fun.
I will say there may be support groups starting for partners of fans of football because now there's more football this time of year.
They
So we'll
play
see
on
if
Thursday at FX. Interesting.
we'll see how my girlfriend responds to the more football. That's just gonna be.
She
Wait,
can
so
hook.
are they? Do all of the teams have their own stadiums? Or is it
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
In
they
the
all-
XFL, yes.
okay.
Yeah,
I
that-
would
the
consider
USFL,
going
no.
if there was a team close to here.
There will be. In due
There
time.
Eventually.
will be. I could very well see like I don't know, like a main team or.
I
no,
was
it's
just
gonna be a
gonna
New
say-
York. It's gonna be a New York team.
Well,
No,
yes,
it's gotta be
It's
New
gonna be
Hampshire.
100% a New York.
You
team.
can have a Maine or Connecticut or. Like,
I was
something
just
in
gonna
England,
say
like-
Connecticut.
No, it's going to be Connecticut because of Rentschler. Because Rentschler is going downhill, and the UConn Huskies football program is going to be canceled.
Hey,
and I
hey,
guarantee.
hey! There, no,
Shut
no,
up,
no.
Austin.
They came back
You know
this
it's
year.
true.
They're coming back.
You know it's
Let's
going to
go,
be
they're
true.
coming
You
back.
know it's
Coming back,
Okay.
baby. Let's
Okay.
go, UConn.
Well, let's talk about some other things because then we have about 20-minute clip to watch over here. of
Oh
ourselves and
man.
react.
This'll be
I'm
fun.
scared.
So I'm gonna talk about this. I really enjoyed the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yes.
I enjoyed most things that happened. I didn't love their skills competition specifically. I feel like they haven't honed in to what we really want to see with that yet. However, when it comes to the All-Star game showed exactly what this NBA is about. Lots and lots of scoring with some
Yep.
little baby rivalries like Tatum and Brown and all those little, like, when they post up on each other and all that stuff. They showed all the scoring, though, and that's what the NBA is about. And then last but not least, the dunk contest was really good.
Mac
Surprisingly.
McClung.
Mac
Mac
McClung.
McClung.
Yeah, I
And
think
three-point
that
competition.
he was good. And this dunk contest was actually good compared to the last few years that have been
Dude,
just
that one guy sucked. I don't even know his name. I don't even care about his name.
What?
Oh,
from the
yeah,
Knicks?
Yeah,
Martin
he's putting
Jr.?
his- yeah,
Oh no, the guy from the Knicks.
yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
From,
Who was it?
he kept
Who was-
putting his elbow in the
45.
rim, but
45. He then dunked down, grabbed the freaking sheet that said a 50 on it, and it was literally the worst dunk I've ever seen.
45.
pull-
Is that?
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
looking
even
it
know who
up.
that
I'm
is.
looking
Is
it
that
up.
Quentin- That's not
I-
Quentin Grimes. That's
No, it was a bigger guy, fluffy,
Bro.
like big, like afro, fluffy hair, or whatever.
Bro.
Oh yeah, him.
Honestly, I don't know this dude's name. I was actually disappointed by the All-Star game, Nick. So we have different views. On
I was.
this.
Yeah, I
gonna
was too.
say-
I
I
was
was
also
disappointed.
disappointed.
I thought it was
Um,
boring. Go ahead, Austin.
here's what-
Oh, Jericho Sims.
Yeah,
what
that's
it
the
was.
one. That's the one. Jericho Sims. So let me
Go ahead,
first go off
Austin.
on the dunk contest. There was actually good. Mac McClung definitely saved the All-Star dunk contest this year. The other ones were okay. Like some of them were decent. He was great. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Skip and Shannon were talking about this before it happened, and how the 3-point contest is definitely now the most. This is like the main event, even though it used to be the dunk contest, which I agree with. Like more people are excited about the 3-point contest than the dunk
Yeah.
contest.
It was pretty good this year. Go Dame.
Yeah. Tatum, I don't know why you put your money ball at the beginning. That was stupid. But anyways, the dunk contest, we'll see what happens next year. The NBA needs to make it so that all of these things, like even the skills challenge, can we stop having people that aren't in the All-Star game be the ones playing in these?
Yeah.
You didn't make it to All-Star Weekend. Why are we putting you in this? I want to see those people. I don't want to see Giannis's two brothers doing it, especially without him. Like,
Yo,
he
he was
supposed to be
there, and Drew Holiday
hurt.
filled in for him.
I know
dude.
he was
That's
hurt, but
so
like still, like that's
stupid.
the whole point was they brought them in because he was going to be, and then he's not in now. It's Drew, and it's like the point is I want to see let LeBron do that, please. Like, can I have LeBron? Can I have like Tatum? Can I have these other guys doing this that I want to see there? Not Mac McClung. He did
I was
great.
about
And
to
I'm
say,
glad he
under that
showed
rule,
out.
we don't get Mac McClung though. So are you okay with that?
I am okay with that. One, he's on some of the guys in that were in the G League. They don't.
On a two-way contract.
No offense to them, they don't deserve to be there.
Mac McClung's on
Yeah.
a two-way contract between the G
No.
League and the 76ers.
But he still is
So,
in the
I mean-
G League.
Austin, well,
Right.
technically, it's just like someone saying that they have a two-way contract in the NHL, but they're in the NHL. They just also play in
Yeah.
the AHL. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Mac. So here's the thing about the dunk contest. I really enjoyed it. I agree, it was really good. I always love these All-Star weekends. Like, I really like the NHL All-Star weekend. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I really enjoyed it. I thought that everything they did was good. I don't have any critique. But when I look at the NBA All-Star Weekend, yeah, the three-point contest in my mind is the main thing. It was really fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to just see everyone score. I love that Dame finally won. I loved watching Curry versus Clay a few years ago.
Mhm.
And they were just going, that's just so much fun. Dunk contest was good. There were some people who were just absolutely awful. So I can test the point that you're making, Austin, is that I think that those people wouldn't care as much. Mac McClung probably was really one to go hard, not only because he was showing off a little bit, but because he made 100K. Like, those players,
He doubled his
100K
career
That's almost
earnings.
it's literally no. He made just about his whole entire career earnings in that
Yeah.
dunk contest.
He-
Also, I heard Vince Carter saying that it literally is upsetting that we have all these all stars who can dunk, like Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Anthony Edwards, all these big name stars like Zach
Obviously,
LaVine
still
who was
LeBron.
injured, Anthony Gordon for crying out loud, who almost won it back in 2016 and 2015. That year where it literally was the star. Yeah, Aaron Gordon. These stars are not stepping up to do it. People want to see LeBron James in it. People want to see
Right.
Giannis in it.
But they don't want to do it,
it-
so it's not going to be as
They
fun.
don't want to do it.
Yeah, so
But it's
The point
also
is, at that
because,
point-
no, they don't want because they know they're not going to win it if it goes to some younger kid going into
I
it. So
think-
it's just
The
I think
reason-
it also has to do with injury risk too. Like they don't mind doing it during a game because they don't care about putting their body on the line in the middle of a game. But doing it something where there's no real value to them. The entire All-Star weekend is a show for the fans. There is no real value.
But
for the players.
that's like saying the same thing about the Pro Bowl. We
Yes,
watched
I
it all
agree.
season, but it's why are you
I
not going to
agree.
do this? Why are you not going to put on a skill for everyone to
I-
watch when you put it on all season long, and then you have this one chance to show off these biggest flashy dunks without anybody being in your freaking way for contact to slam it down, and nobody's there to freaking stop you at the rim. It clearly shows that these guys do not care.
Kyle.
There needs to
here's-
be more incentive for the
here's-
players, in my mind.
No. Here's what I'll say about that. LeBron's the one who stopped the dunk contest from being like it used to be. I blame him completely. He always said he was going to do it. He promised he was going to do it, and the year after he promised it, he never did it. He was the last big star who had a chance to keep the legacy going of Dr. J, MJ, all of these guys doing it. Those guys went out there and cared to win this thing. The guys nowadays, they care more about the three-point contest. And I understand that the game shifted, but these guys care about dunks. You could see their reactions to Mac McClung and the other guys. They care about dunks. It's not like it's not a thing anymore. And the stuff they were doing in the All-Star game, that's no different than what they were doing in the dunk contest. So don't tell me Ja Morant can't go, just cares about getting hurt. He's out there doing 360s in the All-Star game. So I don't agree with you on that. And these guys go out there. Okay, maybe make the incentive bigger. I'm fine with that. I just want to see my big stars who got to the weekend because they played hard and are doing well, and we voted them in. And then I vote you in, and you give me Mac McClung. Again, he killed it. I'm glad. I figured he was going to win it because I remembered how he was in high school and the way he could always dunk.
Yeah.
No, I want to see LeBron. I want to see LeBron versus Ja versus Brown versus. Give me that.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Give me one of those guys. Give me an Zion Williamson versus John Morant,
Yes.
the most hyped up one that was talked about for the past 2 seasons that everybody was talking about for the dunk contest was John Morant, Zion Williamson, how big that was going to be.
Yeah.
It never happened because Zion was injured, which was fine, which everybody was expecting. Okay, we'll give him time to rest up. He'll come back after his injury next season. He'll come out to the All-Star game and play. and then Ja backed out. It was
Yeah.
just like, what the heck?
It was tough, and the thing is that like I watched these and I'm like I'm still enjoying it. Also, by the way, the sickest dunk I ever saw was Aaron Gordon's under the legs. He got absolutely
Oh, the East
screwed.
Bay, the East Bay
Under
one.
both legs, dude. This dude absolutely dunked it, and he got ripped off.
And lost.
Zach Levine was still very good, but like Aaron Gordon deserved the win that year.
I think
don't-
Zach
That's a
Levine
fact.
also admitted that like he
yeah.
should have that to Aaron
yeah,
Gordon.
Aaron Gordon smoked everyone. So
Last
anyways,
night, or not last night, but was it Saturday night? Right, that's when it was the least controversial dunk contest I think we've had in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was-
Matt McClung, let's give him credit because he literally brought out these old school type dunks that everybody wanted to see, and he kept it alive. Like, I'm telling you right now. Like,
I think also there's too many props sometimes. Some of these kids like try so much to like do this flash stuff. Mac went out there and just gave us powerful, awesome dunks, and it was like, yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, like the bounce
The
off
raw
the glass,
power.
like stuff like that. Like just like he made it look cool because he went over two guys who were on top of each other and then bounced off the glass and then went in. Like it was like cool that he went in and then he bounced off the glass.
Well, that last one he did, right? Where they give him the 50 across the board again.
Yeah.
All it was, I mean, it was almost a 540, but it was literally just basically a 360, and then just slammed it backwards. It was powerful.
Well, it was a 540. It was almost a 720.
Okay, so
he almost
it was
did
a
a full
540.
720. So,
but like still, like that's like compared to like some of the other dunks we've seen way back, you know, like was it Blake Griffin going over the car? Like it wasn't as flashy, but it was.
it was
amazing.
memorable. It's memorable because that's what's gonna stick in your head is that somebody almost hit a 720 that well.
So, I think we should probably just talk about the All-Star game and then kind of move on. But Jake,
Yeah.
you wanted to.
yeah.
I just thought it was boring.
I really enjoyed it, but I also just like I just like all the shooting. I like when there's these little moments where like Tatum versus Brown is the thing. Like
I would just like more effort. It's the same problem I have
I-
with the Pro Bowl. I mean, honestly, I just would like to see. I would like to see basketball actually played. I mean, one of the coaches from the All-Star team literally was like, "We just ruined the game with basketball." Like that. That's what he said. So, as somebody
one
who
thing
likes
I
to
will-
see people actually play and compete, I just didn't feel like that was there. Is my problem.
One thing I will say about this All-Star weekend that I heard from Jaylen Brown was that this All-Star game was just basically a glorified layup line, and I have to agree with him. I feel like the Rising Star game had so much more competitiveness in it, just because these are young stars trying to make a name for themselves right now and show that they are the future and everything. I also agree that with a lot of the NBA talk going on right now from a lot of the players, is that maybe the skills competition turns into a one-on-one competition, like tournament-wise, and these players just kind of go one-on-one with each other and kind of battle it out to see who's the best one-on-one player. So then we get that extra competition. So then the All-Star game kind of like fades out to maybe it just being the Rising Star game, and the All-Stars are
What
just
could
there
be.
to kind of compete.
By the way, the Rising Star game was 6 million times more fun to watch because everyone on that court cared and really was having a good time.
Well, that's what I'm
And-
saying, Nick. That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree, but I still thought the All-Star game was okay, like
Hello?
for
Well,
what they're doing. But
Here's what I'd say. Like, I understand that like the Stars don't want to, go out there and hurt themselves. They still got a season to play. I understand all that. I do miss that the old stars of the games that we grew up with, Kobe and those other guys, didn't matter. They were going out there, going to kill you. Like they didn't care. They wanted to win. But if you're not going to give me these stars in the dunk contest or in the skills contest, or God forbid they start doing that with the 3-point contest too, then you better show up in that All-Star game, because that's the only thing you've done all weekend. If you want to relax there, you should be going hard in these other ones that don't have contact, that aren't going to get you hurt. So that's my thing. If you want to take it easy in the All-Star game, except that last quarter, because usually the last quarter this year wasn't as good, but like the last few when they changed over to that, what is it, 182, right?
Yeah, you have to just hit that specific score line.
We hit that specific score line. Like we saw that with LeBron, 2 years ago, where he like blocked the guy, and like until LeBron got hurt, he was playing defense.
LeBron got injured in the All-Star game this weekend. I heard
Mhm.
he jammed his finger under the rim.
He went for another block.
blocking. Wasn't it blocking Shea Gilgeous Alexander?
I think so.
he actually blocked Shea. That was not it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Shea
Who did he try to
called
block?
him out. Shea
Martin
called him out
knew
and said that Jay called him out saying that was the only defensive play that anybody put on in that whole entire game, and it was the only person that actually put defense like in it for one play, and nobody else did anything else.
Shea ain't shit. What's he gonna do?
Oh, well, Shea is shit.
What do you mean Shea ain't
Compared to LeBron,
Shea
zero
gives out,
shot.
do what he wants.
Well, nobody in the league
Compared to LeBron, ain't nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyways,
nobody in the league can compare to LeBron.
We're gonna move on from the All-Star weekend because
Shea said something like, "I've got something for him too." I'm just calling Shea because I don't think he's gonna do shit.
I mean, anyways, let's talk about the last piece, and maybe this is more of a me Kyle type thing. So the Ryan O'Reilly trade. So the thing is about this trade is I think it was personally pretty fairly even. However, I think that it can go really badly for the Maple Leafs as the rest of these trades we've talked about.
Yeah, man. Listen, I think Toronto.
If he resigns with them, it's sort of worth it.
So here's the thing, though. I don't know if they can because Toronto had to give up how many picks to be able to get his. He had to give up. Let's see, a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. They had to give up 4 draft picks just to be able to afford his salary, because they had to give. So the Blues were retained 50% of the salary, and they had to give a 4th round pick to the Minnesota Wild to retain the other 25%. So Toronto could only afford to take on this trade if they could give up 75% of his contract.
Yeah.
Ryan O'Reilly's not going to want to sign for probably less than 5-6 mil. I think that's being generous.
That's probably very generous. He's probably
like
worth 8.
He is definitely worth more 8, but I think I'm being generous because Toronto's his home team. He grew up around Toronto, so like that's his. It's like a home team discount type thing. But I think Toronto drastically overpaid. Is Ryan O'Reilly worth it? Fuck yeah, absolutely.
But he might not even re-sign with them. He really might.
He's a former playoff MVP. He's a former multiple award winners. Like he knows what it takes to win the Stanley Cup. Like he is the equivalent to what the Rangers got in Vladimir Tarasenko, except the Blues triple paid what the Rangers paid, essentially. Like, and it could pay off. Like like it could very well pay off.
It honestly might not though, because they can't win a Game 7 against the Bruins right now. So that
they can't win a Game 7.
They couldn't win 3 games to get to Game 7 against the Bruins.
Yeah, it's tough. So we'll see. I don't know, Kyle. I look at it, I'm like, okay, if he resigns them and he ends up making an impact, then it's great. But to be honest, like that team is always decided by the goaltender, and their goaltender situation's always kind of hit or miss. Like no matter how good or bad the guy is. So
I'm very intrigued to see how he does. It's not going well for one other trade that we've talked about on this podcast so far, the Bo Horvat trade.
Yeah, he's not playing that great.
The Islanders are in deep shit right now. They just lost their star player for the rest of the season.
Oh no!
So the Islanders also just got smacked against the Bruins on Saturday night.
Yeah, but the Bruins are smacking everyone right now, so I don't think that's really fair. Hey, let's bring up that statistic, Kyle.
The Bruins statistic, just kind of looking at what have really.
Do it.
So if you want to know, Kyle, this is what it's like to be a fan of good teams. Just so you know,
the Bruins are tied for the fastest team to ever make it to 90 points. The Flyers, the 1970 or so Flyers, I think it's 69 to 70 Flyers, made it to 90 points exactly at 56 games. The Bruins made it to 91 points at 56 games. The Bruins still technically have 26 more games to get, 3 points to maybe make the playoffs, Kyle? Probably
Roughly.
9 points to like definitely make the playoffs. And
I don't
think you should hope to only get like.
I'm not, because that would mean they would be slowing down. But they're on a 4-game win streak right now.
I'd say it's 9 points you should shoot for. Nine more points, because 100 points seems to be the line.
They have to go 5 and 21. the rest of the season. I think that's pretty much
regardless.
a lock.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, I think
Well,
100 points should be the shooting, especially in
Yeah.
your division, the division that you're
Yes.
in.
Um,
100 points should be the line.
Well, they have on the first or the second wild card, we'll say, they have a 28-point lead. They would have to if they go 500 the rest of the season, they guarantee a spot in the playoffs because they would get an additional 26 points and only lose 26 points. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. They're on a 4-game win streak. They're killing it. They have a 200 or a 92 goal differential.
Yep.
92.
It's higher than every other team by at least 50 or 60. It's ridiculous.
Yes. So it's gross. The Hurricanes are also playing really well right now. However, they are still 9 points behind, and the Hurricanes, I'm pretty sure, have won like 15 out of the last 16 or something like that.
Yeah, and the one that they lost to was against the Rangers.
Oh wow! And the Rangers are like in a good spot as the 3rd seed.
They are. They just ended. They just lost last night, ending their 10-game point streak. Bummer, man.
Bummer.
We expected it.
Absolutely crazy statistic. Listen here, easy here, Steve. All 6, the top 6 seeds in the Eastern Conference would all be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference.
And the Bruins would be the number 1 seed by 19 points right now, where
So
they're currently by 9.
Even the Rangers, who are the 6th best team in the Eastern Conference, would be the number 1 best team in the Western Conference.
Yeah, well, they're the 6th best team in the East, and that's all they got. So fuck you.
I'm just saying that's how good the Eastern Conference
Yes,
is.
it is.
I'm just
The Eastern
fucking
Conference.
I also realized
I know.
that the Panthers are finally in the playoff race. Let's go
They
Panthers!
are.
They finally made it. Finally caught up to the the Penguins.
Yeah, Penguins and Capitals have been struggling without Ovi.
Yeah, Islanders have been playing pretty good. 6-2
With-
2 in the last.
I don't think you're complaining about the Penguins suffering though.
No, I'm not. But speaking of Ovechkin and the Capitals, Ovechkin's father did pass away last week, so
Very sad.
condolences with him and his family as he flew back to Russia, which I Twitter can be a ruthless place.
Yes.
And before he announced why he was flying back to Russia, there were mass tweets about him apparently joining Putin's army. Let's just say that did not happen. So Twitter, yell
for him.
calm down. Yeah, Twitter, chill out. But anyway.
Cool. He was just gonna be cannon fodder,
That was a little
unfortunately.
sus.
bro.
So that I think is it right now for the NHL as we gear up towards. I mean, the Celtics are still first at the All-Star break in the league by half a game over the Bucks, who they just lost to with literally not their top 5. So in overtime, by the way. So, who's ready to react to us about 6 months ago?
How bad were we?
Oh, it was real. It's
look
real
at that.
bad. It's
There
real
we go.
bad.
It was August 2nd. It was 6.5 months ago, around our half-year mark. So
Oh,
let's go
jeez.
ahead. We are going to react. We also did a jersey rating part of this episode. We're going to see. Actually, Steve wasn't in this episode, so Steve isn't going to have an opinion. So
Steve
Yo,
can just
let's
Steve can
go.
just look at it.
let's go ahead.
Yo, sweet.
I guess Steve has to leave. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, you gotta go now. See you, buddy.
Okay,
Oh,
so we're
cool.
just going to
I'm gonna grab
start it.
some
I will
chocolate.
pause it as people would like or as I like or whatever. But our goal, if we just watch it through, we just watch it through. But let's see how it
Oh
goes.
man.
Oh yeah, I was up at Moosehead Lake for this one. That's right.
Oh,
Did everyone
man.
hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
I think they can. They'll be riding his back the whole season.
Derek Henry stays healthy, they're going to be just fine. I don't think they need AJ Brown to be that good.
Hey Jake, do you still think they don't need AJ Brown to be
Yeah,
that good?
I said 7 to 9 wins.
If they still had AJ Brown, I would have them at a 12-win. I think without him, they're a 10-win team.
Actually, where did the Titans end up? Where did the Titans end up?
Hold on.
Where
They
the
were
Titans end up?
7-2. If they didn't go on an 8-win losing streak, they
Yeah.
would have been.
Where did the
I mean,
Titans end
they-
up?
That's what we're
7
gonna
and
do.
10. They're 7 and 10.
They were at 7 and 10.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
they
think it
said-
was AJ Brown that made that big of a difference. I still
I
hold
know,
my,
but
I
you
hold
did
that.
say 10-win team. That's what I'm saying.
They were 7-2 at one point. They lost 7 straight. I can't do
So-
anything. I can't do anything about Mike Vrabel not coaching well.
Better.
Yeah.
T-Law's in his second year, and the Colts are still great.
Okay, the Colts are great, Nick. I hear you there.
Hey,
I hear you, big dog.
hey, hey.
Had anything less than a postseason team since he took over.
Well, that starts this season. Oh, I was right. Let's
You
go.
were right.
Hey,
All right.
W.
Yeah, don't even come at me about the Colts.
I mean,
Am I in this video? Wait, I don't even see me.
No, you're not.
Oh,
You guys weren't here.
man.
Wow.
Good. Then we have an honest take on the Giants then.
That's true. Oh, yeah.
We were way off on the Giants.
Way off on the Giants.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, they'll be at the end of the 10.
Oh God.
I didn't agree with this. I said they'll be at. Yeah, I didn't agree with this.
Listen.
the same problem that Austin just had. I have them at a 9-10 win team. I think they could be as good as the Titans because of the new offense and the new coach. I think.
Oh, we're at the Dolphins now. I was right.
Yes, Dolphins.
Nathan McDaniel, something like that. I think.
Nathan McDaniel,
I
not
was right.
Nathaniel Hackett or Mike McDaniels. Nathaniel McDaniel.
Nathaniel McDaniel, I love it.
That was when I didn't know who he was.
I said McDermott for some reason. I'm being weird. Wow, we suck.
It's the Packers.
Yeah, we were bad at that point. We're good now, though.
Mike McDaniels. We were both wrong. High 9.
Yeah, we were right. Look
High
at that.
9.
Yep.
Yeah, high 9. We were right. Okay, cool.
It could have been more, but two got injured.
6 or 7.
I said 6 or 7. Hey.
Not bad, Nick.
We all did. We all did.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I said
Austin
6.
said
I would have
high
had the
6.
Jets a lot lower, to be honest, but they actually did
I
pretty good. They have a
I
very
probably
good
would've-
rookie class.
Yeah.
It's okay. We did put another New York team lower, so.
I don't think we
Did
did.
y'all really?
I don't
did
think we
y'all
did.
really say 1 to 3 wins?
No, I don't think we
would've
did that.
been
I don't think we
crazy.
did that.
No,
I think we
I
said
remember-
6 or 7.
Which wasn't
yeah, I
bad.
don't-
That's pretty realistic for what we all expected coming into the year.
I just think they're the Jets.
In that division where the Patriots played over 50 points, I think twice last year, or 50 points once and 30 points in the
Yeah, we put 54 in the Jets.
54 to 3, yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was some
The only team
ridiculous.
to have score 50 points in 2 games, but they didn't do that this year.
This is not supposed to be disrespect to the Jets. In my mind. Like this is
Oh, they was.
You can disrespect them; they don't care.
Nah.
We'll skip. We'll skip.
They're in this area though.
Are we confident the Bengals hit 12 to 13 wins?
Yes,
Yeah, we were right.
Yes.
We got that. They were 12.
They were.
they
12
are. They could
They
have.
won 12, right? They won 12 and 5.
Yeah, they went 12 and 5.
12-4, 'cause they didn't
12-4.
have that.
They-
Oh, 12 and 4.
To be honest,
So they're actually 13 and 4. Got it.
yeah, they would have been 13 and 4. I'm gonna be honest there.
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay, let's skip through some of these.
A hot take.
Just some of them. The Browns are fine. We already figured that.
Hey, 7
Oh,
to 9's
wait,
not bad.
hold on, wait.
Not yet. They
Oof.
Confident they get 5 wins.
They did nothing to get better. I'm capping.
I don't think they did much this year to get better.
That's so sad.
Hey, Austin's right though. It did all depend on
Thank
how
you.
good D'Lo was.
He was bad in the beginning.
Hold
But
on
we
a
all
minute.
agreed that he was in this area, and if he played well, I'm sure we say that they'd be higher.
Their head coach is better.
He actually was
Doug
pretty
Peterson was
phenomenal.
huge. I'm just.
Their offensive line a bit to give T-Law more time. Christian Kirk, although overpaid, is a
Christian Kirk is still overpaid.
better wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah, but a great addition for them.
Yes. I mean, Christian Kirk paired with Calvin Ridley is going to be a very dangerous duo for our boy.
They take a step to
How do I not see the Patriots on that little box down at the bottom?
It's later.
It hasn't shown up yet.
Whoa,
it's just-
Jake.
What'd I say?
Jake said, I think they take a step to 5 wins, but if I actually look at their schedule, it'll probably be more like 2 wins.
For which
That's when
team?
we thought the Colts were gonna be good.
A dark horse team this year. I'm dead serious. I think
Yeah.
Didn't
No,
we
you
get
weren't the
that?
only one
Yeah.
who called that.
they can get 7 to 9 wins.
We
I
had
would've-
predicted them to go to the playoffs earlier.
Yes.
I had them as my dark horse to potentially win the division, but I think they're going to next year. I like their chances.
Easiest call of our life.
I'm gonna wait to say that, Steve, when I see the offseason.
That's true. That's
Because
true. If they
the
two
Vikings-
defensive players,
Also,
They're good.
Jake just had a good point, but we're talking over it.
What'd I say?
I think Jared Goff is a better quarterback than people give him credit for. And
Facts.
with
Fair.
Williams over the top, as long as he's healthy,
Jameson Williams came back. He wasn't shit, but maybe next year.
Eh,
Jameson Williams will get back.
Hot take. I firmly believe this. Vikings get 13 wins this season.
Oh,
That was a
Nice.
good call.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, my reaction
That
to this
was-
is still the same.
Hold on, we gotta listen. We gotta
That
listen
is
to everyone.
my-
Nick,
Yes.
their offense says yes, their defense says
Still true.
No.
That
Still
wasn't
true.
wrong.
Still
That wasn't
true.
wrong. They did get lucky to get to
They got
13.
13 wins, but they were also frauds. So I think you both win in this
They
case.
win 13 wins. They win every division game.
Was that
I
correct?
don't think. Wait, is that right? Was that right?
Look it up. Look
Let's-
it
I'll
up.
find out.
I don't think they
I'll find out.
did.
Did they win every division game?
They did not. They lost to the
Damn.
Packers week.
Hey, 5-1 though. Hey.
That's so very
They
good.
also
yeah.
lost to the Lions.
Oh, okay.
I still feel vindicated. I still feel vindicated about the point of offense good, defense bad,
I
because that is
feel
still
very
correct.
vindicated that I called the 13-win Vikings team.
They swept the Bears though, Nick.
Everybody did, except for the Patriots.
11 and 6.
We don't need to talk about that.
I like how the title of the podcast is NFL is falling apart.
By Aaron Rodgers and
Oh, that's because it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And then they're starting to win the game because Kirk Cousins, you like that, is going to throw for 450.
Yo, tell me if he threw for 450 yards on those games, Cal. Look that up real quick.
What am I looking up? What?
If
What?
Kirk Cousins threw for 450 one of the Packers games.
He
No,
definitely
he
did.
did not.
He
He was like
definitely
300.
did.
No, I disagree.
It was like 300 though. It was as close
All
as you
right,
could get.
Nick.
Though.
I'll look up. I'll look it up.
Nick, move forward a little
Oh
bit.
no. Oh no.
Oh,
What? Oh yeah, this is bad.
7 or 6.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, God.
bro,
oh, both these are so bad.
Nick, you
Oh.
were at got.
No, we
You
agreed
got
on
God.
that though. We agreed on that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Kirk Cousins was under 300 both Packers games.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been funny then. Let's see what Jake says.
Oh, I was talking shit about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota.
Did Falcons get like 7 wins or something like that? Like, they
I mean,
were,
to
like-
be fair, we didn't know Brock Purdy was Brock Purdy.
To be fair, we thought Trey Lance was starting, and I think they would have had 5 wins.
Oh, Trey Lance started. Yeah.
Falcons won 7. Falcons had 7 wins. So.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, hey, we were right around with the. Oh wait. Wait. What did the Ravens end up with?
Ravens had
10 and
wins.
7,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree. That's okay.
and that was with an unhappy Lamar too.
I said
Yep.
9 to 10. Everyone else said around 10 and 12. So we were right there. We were right there.
back from Kurt last year, and they were still like 7 and 1 before the 4 to 6.
Really? I thought 7 and 9.
Oh, hey, look who was right.
Fields gets some 7 and 9.
They had 3 and 14. So.
I was the closest. We're calling the rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, we underestimated them. They had 12.
Yes.
Yeah, but they were so frauds.
I think
I
they're 9 wins 'cause
I don't know
the Eagles
about
get
frauds.
Let's go.
Oh, that's not bad.
Eagles had
They
more than this?
5 and won the division.
Mhm.
Yeah.
had
We all
14,
underestimated the
but-
Eagles. It's fine.
Not me.
I
Not
think
me,
you said win
motherfucker.
division, though.
I did.
Wins 'cause I think the Eagles get 10. Let's go. Eagles
Get
go
10.
5 and 1 in the division. They get half their wins in the division alone.
You did underestimate the Eagles. They went 14-3.
Yeah.
Which wait, that might be true, Nick. You said they
Did-
get 5 wins. In
Yeah,
the
I said they
division.
go 5 and 1 division. They get half their
I
wins
think that's
from the
true.
division.
That's true.
We
They
did go 5
lost-
and 1. They lost to the Commanders.
And they also lost to the Cowboys, so they went 4 and 2. They went 4 and 2.
close.
You were close, Nick. You were very close.
You were
They swept
close.
the
Oh,
Commanders.
I'm sorry. What did
5 and 1
Jake
in
say
the
here?
division,
Everyone
they get
listen.
half their wins in the division alone. That's my
I
guess.
think Washington's sleeper in that division.
That's still not a bad point. They were a sleeper in the division until Carson Wentz
What do you
sucked.
think? Since we're-
No, they definitely went to sleep. They definitely went to sleep.
Okay.
Taylor Heineke had them in playoff contention. I don't want to hear it. They almost hit the playoffs.
By the way,
Mhm.
I say I only agreed to lower this. I thought they were closer to 12.
Dude, I believe in Matt Ryan. I think.
I think I agree with that point, though. I think I agree with
Wait,
it.
hold
55
on.
and 0.
Let's listen.
I
let's
would
listen
have
to what everyone
too.
else
Yeah.
said. Let's listen.
Fine with that. I think they can get 11. They got what 9 last year.
Yeah. But I think they're fighting with the Colts all season. The Rams.
I would.
We all did. We all agreed. It's okay.
Yikes.
Yeah, but the Colts were way worse than everyone expected them to be.
So were the Rams.
So were the Rams.
So were the Rams. They were defending champs and were awful.
Dude, once they lost their offensive line, it was just
Oh, I
over.
remember. I'm pretty sure everyone disagreed with me on the Colts or on the Chargers.
I got 'em
I don't even know if they win 12, but I think
I
they're
said 10.
somewhere in this range.
So
We'll
I
do
think
one of
they're the
this.
best. I think they're the best team in the AFC.
I mean, we
Oh,
I
yikes.
we
said it.
underestimated the Chiefs. We underestimated the Chiefs, but
A lot of people did.
What they added.
I expected them to miss the playoffs, so it's all good.
Oof.
Yeah.
Mack and JC Jackson.
I thought JC was going to be better than he
I did
was.
too. I think
So
Than
that's
trash. He better than
yeah.
trash.
I thought he was going to be better than trash.
Yeah, he was actually burnt quite a bit and then got injured. Not good.
I think.
Well, how many did the Raiders win?
6.
This was not bad.
Put Kansas City.
God, we're god awful. We're garbage.
It's not that
No,
bad.
no, no,
Not
no.
that bad.
No,
Wait,
that was
how many
not
have
that
we?
bad.
Wait, we're gonna look at the end. We're gonna see how many we got right.
I just
Vincent
mean-
Hatman got 14 right, or 18 right. He got 18 right. He
No.
went 18 and 14.
I'm just saying we're garbage.
14 and 18. He went 14 and 18.
Dude, if they all split in the division and go 3-3, I absolutely think they can each get
Do you think?
I still think that's true.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no. They,
Uh,
what did the Commanders go?
Commanders were 8-8.
I have to put Casey above
8-1.
That's not
Alright,
that
wasn't-
bad.
Oh, wait, where do we put him? Oh, no. See, now it's good.
Now it's good. Now we're good.
I put them higher.
Oh yeah, they technically won 8.5 games. So round up
So-
to 9.
Bang, baby.
Best team okay, they are historically the best team in the division the last couple of years. I think we have to respectfully put them right above them, but they're all right. They're all right.
How many did they get this season? 12.
They got
14.
14, I mean. They
They're
tied with the
14 and 3.
Eagles.
I'm gonna put them right there.
They were very good.
So by that we're saying they got like 11. So
Ooh.
I'd go 4-6.
I'm
They were
trolling
better than we
them.
thought. That whole division was weird because they were all mediocre.
The Saints only got 6 wins.
They got 7.
Did they get 7? I thought they were 6 and 11.
that
got
whole
6,
division
7,
was
and 10.
within 2 wins, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I have the
that's-
standings pulled up, Jake. That's the only reason. I
Thank
know
you.
that.
No,
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, nice.
Hey, good job,
Seven.
guys. All right, you guys got it.
Stop it.
I
Put
I'm
it
curious
back.
about the Giants.
We put them above the fucking Cowboys.
If they're in if the Giants are in the 1 to 3 win tier, I'm throwing,
No, we
a
definitely put the
tantrum.
Texans.
you don't like what I said.
Stop it right now.
Okay, wait. Let's
Oh,
listen.
man.
Let's listen. It's funnier if we listen.
Yeah, no.
The Giants, I have them in the 4 to 6 range.
Yep.
If we're moving on from that conversation.
We are.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Here's in my mind. Daniel Jones, 1 to 3. Jimmy Garoppolo, 4 to 6. 7 to 9 if it's early enough.
So,
Oh
Daniel
man.
Jones,
I mean, it's still kind of facts, though. I mean, let's be real.
Tyron 6. Jimmy G, 8.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Jake.
fair. That's fair,
We're gonna
Jake.
go with
That's
what we
fair.
know. We're gonna go with what we know. It's a 4.
Yeah, I think
right
we.
now.
Yeah.
That's not a bad guess, to be
Steelers,
honest. That's not a bad
Maybe
guess.
7, 8.
That wasn't awful. They had 9
Somewhere around the
wins,
Browns.
so
I think
hey, that's not bad.
I don't
That's
care if we
accurate.
get the exact win right. I want to get the category right.
Yeah, the category
Yeah.
matters.
Might put them.
Oh god, this Broncos gonna be awful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be so far
I
off.
think
Broncos
go
country,
right
that's
here.
right.
Broncos country,
God.
let's ride.
Everyone got that wrong. There's
Okay.
not a single person that got it right.
To be fair, they
I don't
literally
think
lost
anybody
how
can-
many by 1 score or less.
A lot.
So
Bro, I don't think
A lot,
anybody
bro.
correctly predicted the Broncos.
Hey, I don't
No.
think anyone correctly predicted the Vikings, but me.
The best,
So.
4th best team. Although,
I just meant in general. I'm not talking about the podcast, Nick.
I meant in general.
He
Yeah.
is, but I'm saying that it would
I
be
still
hard
right-click
to make an
randomly.
argument.
That was
Oof.
tough. They went 9, right?
Is 9 or 10?
They
We
feel like they went
they won 8. They
Yeah, I
won
was gonna
8
say
and
8
9.
9.
where do we finish them?
Put them down. Put them back down. Put them back down.
Only perfect.
Say their shit.
Yeah. So, Carolina.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
fuck.
I don't know, man. Maybe 6 with Baker.
Oh, hey, that's not bad, Nick. That's not that far off.
I think Jake agreed with me.
They had 7 and 10, so they went 7 and 10.
Wait,
That's not too bad, actually.
6 with
Yeah.
Baker.
I have
can't
them
imagine.
in the playoffs with Baker,
Fringe playoff.
I
Hey,
love my
that
hot
was
takes,
close.
dog. I love my
They
hot
were-
takes.
doesn't matter.
They
I
were
honestly-
a fridge playoff.
Technically not
really
wrong.
do these. I genuinely do these and we just throw numbers out there and shit. Like I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna go 5-1 in division because you never know when you're gonna be right. Like, and then you're just that much more right.
Baker plays during losses.
Oh god, how bad is the Cardinals?
Cardinals, I think, are a strong 9 or 10.
Yikes.
What's-
Yikes.
13 to 17. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
13 to 17 win.
They were
team.
13 and
I think
3,
that's an
so
obvious one.
I'm
And I
not
think
as
it's
high
gonna
on
go.
the Bills as everybody else is, but that's just me.
That's Josh Allen, the best quarterback in the league. So
Ah!
yikes.
It's not as bad, but he just threw
I
way
still
too
think
many
he's up
interceptions.
there, but he really was just weird.
By not as high, I meant they were going to get 11 wins.
Together
Mhm.
another season like they had last year where they were essentially perfect. I just don't. I don't know.
Which is true.
It's hard to do that twice in a row, but they're fine with
Dude,
it.
this is
Y'all
the
were
worst.
off about the
But
Seahawks.
Or
everyone
Geno
was
Smith.
off about
No
this.
one could
Bro.
know about Gino not writing back. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the easiest one. This is the easiest one.
Yeah. True.
It's not bad. You guys weren't that bad.
What was the thing for us?
Where did we end up putting them?
Don't put them at 10. Don't do it. Oh no, guys.
Oh,
It's the
gee.
bottom 10. It was like a 9.5.
Oh,
What
mean-
did they win?
they won 8.
They won 8, but like 2 of those games, like they had a couple wins that were very
Okay,
close.
let's
They
see
just
how
came
we
down to
did
coaching.
here. Okay, so 0 and 1. I
You
don't
got
know.
you got one right in the top tier.
Okay,
One.
Yep.
one of
We're
2.
1 and
Actually,
2.
I got 2 of 2, but it's fine. I got the
Nick, this is a team
Uh,
effort.
Okay,
Stop it.
1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 4,
No,
3 and 4.
we got the Bengals right.
Yeah, I count those right. I was right. I got
Sorry, I'm trying to count
this-
totals.
Yeah.
okay.
So you got the
So
Bills
we are-
right.
Yeah.
You got the Vikings wrong. You got the Bucks wrong. You got the Bengals right. You got the
Mhm.
Chiefs wrong.
Why don't we just go like what we got wrong and then what we got right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's just do what we got right. Let's just do what we got right, and then we can figure out the other one. Okay. So we got 1 right in the Bills. We got
Yes.
2 right in the Bengals.
Mhm.
Yes.
We got 3 right in the Chargers, right? Yeah. They got
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
We got none of these right. We
The
got,
Ravens had 10 wins.
Ravens had 10 wins. Yep. So
We
the
got
Ravens
4
are right.
in the Ravens. We got oh god.
None of the
rest-
rest of them are right.
The,
Five. Yeah,
None of them
5, 6.
Commanders.
Didn't
were
the
right.
Steelers win 8 games?
They won.
Yeah,
9.
the Steelers won
I'm
8
on the
games.
Dolphins. I'm on the
They won
Dolphins.
So
9.
they won 9. That's technically
6.
right.
Dolphins
7.
won 9. Dolphins won 9.
Yeah, 7 for the Saints, 8 for the Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
9 for the Lions.
Yep.
Browns got 6, right? So that's
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
true.
Browns got 7, so that does count.
Ooh.
Yes.
Look at
Ten.
that,
Wow.
boys.
what did the Carolina go?
7. They were
Did
7.
we
and
get
10.
any of these right? We didn't get any of these right.
You got the.
We got the Jets right, didn't we?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
They went at 6.
11.
No, Jets went 7 and 10. So
Ah.
What did the Bears? What did the Bears do?
So we got 11.
Yeah, we
the
got 11.
Bears went 3 and 14. So
Yeah,
we get those
Ooh.
right.
So we got 11 right.
And then
That's
you got
bad.
that's
got the
not
Texans
good.
right.
Honestly,
we're worse
no,
than
that's not
Tim the
that bad.
Tatman.
Yeah,
That's
we're
bad.
worse than to the time. That's
No, that's
good.
bad. That's bad.
We did overestimate pretty much all these teams, or underestimate the Vikings. We could have had 12. But I
Nick's
think
gonna harp on
overall-
being right about the Vikings.
Dude, I will say that was a bold prediction that went hard in the paint. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we expected Brady's divorce either.
Yeah, but that was a
That's
whole
very
other-
true. I mean, I think it was. We could have seen it coming because they had lost all of their offensive linemen to injury in training camp.
Okay.
That's the
Plus,
only
we couldn't
thing.
have predicted Todd Bowles being the worst head coach.
Here's
of all
what we're
time.
doing next week.
Or
we are
Geno
going,
Smith or Brock Purdy.
We are going to do a prediction of the XFL, the rest of the XFL season.
Ooh.
after
Oh God, I know
we
nothing. Here we
watch it.
go.
That's gonna be the
God.
fun part. We are gonna do a prediction, and it is going to be a great
Bro.
time.
We're gonna have to do a redraft of the XFL at some point.
That
Yes.
Oh my God.
We each take a team and redraft the XFL.
That would be.
Oh God.
We're gonna go hard.
Does
Is there enough
anyone else have
teams
any
for
other
that?
topics for this
Yes.
week before you finish up?
No.
I'm good.
Perfect.
Hey Kyle, what do you think about your quarterback wanting $45 million
Okay.
a year?
We're not gonna
Actually,
talk.
I do. No, actually, I do want to talk about that
All right,
really
all right,
quick.
all right.
I think Daniel Jones is the biggest fucking idiot. Okay, no, actually, time out. Pause right there. Pause. Daniel Jones, not the biggest idiot. I too would want $45 million a year. So I can't fault Daniel Jones for wanting $45 million a year. His agent What the fuck are you thinking, man? You know damn well Daniel Jones is not worth $45 million a year. Every team in the NFL knows Daniel Jones is not worth $45 million a year. Even his own team, the Giants, know he's not worth $45 million a year. So what the hell are you doing telling your player to go ask for $45 million a year? You fucking idiot. Meanwhile, the Giants are just going to let one of the greatest running backs in the league walk for nothing because he's asking for $15 million a year? You're a poverty franchise. What the hell am I doing being a fan of this team? God.
Give
We
yourself
ask that
heart
every single
attacks.
day. We
That
know
was a
you
really
have
good
great
rant.
reasons.
And
but
on that
what the
note,
fuck?
On that note, we are going to bid adieu Daniel Jones from the Giants, as there's no way they do that.
And
If they
Saquon
do-
Barkley.
If they do, how does Kyle? If the Giants pay Daniel Jones $45 million a year, is there any chance you'll become a Patriots fan for one season?
For one season, maybe. I might do it for
Can we
This
shake
might
on
be the
this?
Stop that
season.
Gronkowski
This might be the
jersey.
season.
This one season, can we shake on this?
if
One
they give
season-
Daniel Jones $45
$45
million.
million. If they give him
Yes.
$45 million,
I'll
okay,
shake on
shake
that.
on it.
I'll shake
on
Kyle
that.
is a
Oh, man.
Patriots fan for a year.
If you guys don't resign Barkley and somehow Barkley manages to be on the Patriots,
I'll buy a
Alright.
Saquon Patriots jersey, but I
Okay, yes. Another
Yeah,
handshake,
we're not
another
picking up
handshake.
Saquon.
write it
Another
down.
handshake.
Write
I
it down.
I love Saquon. Dude, Saquon, I don't care where he goes. He could go to the Cowboys or Eagles for all I care. I will wish nothing but good things for Saquon.
dude, if he ends up
I
on the
love it.
Eagles, that run game is
Dude,
100% certified for another 4 years.
Go Saquon. As a Giants fan right now, Saquon, go get a ring. Go somewhere to get a ring. Go to Buffalo. Go to.
Don't go to
Don't go to
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Don't go to Buffalo. They're cursed.
Don't go to
Don't go to
Buffalo.
Buffalo. They're cursed.
So we will
Go
end
to
off this
Kansas
note.
City.
with
Go
one
to
final
Bengals.
thing.
I
I don't
need
know
it.
if we talked about last week. Kyle was ignorantly wrong about the Super Bowl. Therefore, I have a video on my phone. I have 2 videos of
Ouch.
Kyle on my phone. I always had one.
Oh.
Now I have 2 that I will never ever forget. Kyle doing a Stewie on his back porch.
That he
no one will ever
spilled
see it.
all of it on the floor instead of
Yeah,
actually
Yeah,
Yes,
spilling
all
really
of
it.
bad.
it.
It was
Most.
really bad.
Oh
of it.
man.
It will
of it.
forever be a memory I have of Kyle, and will share on his wedding day. If
Oh
not another
God.
one.
This
Yes.
Yes.
So I hope you all have a great. This has been a very fun year for us. I know I usually don't speak for everyone, but it has been a fantastic year. I know we all agree. We've had a lot of fun doing this. 1 year is just a start for us. We love spending time with each other on this time. We love spending time with you all who watch us. So we do thank you for your time. Every Tuesday night you've been watching us. We'll see you for many Tuesdays to come. And continue to take a look at all of our episodes. Follow us on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook if you're feeling spicy. And definitely make sure to go check out the extra episodes we're doing. They're a lot of fun. Jake's going hard in the paint on those QB.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And make sure you tell your friends about us too.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
definitely. Yeah, exactly. We will see you guys next week and the next year.